Welcome to our Cleancast today. Thanks for joining us. Well, here we are. We're about a third of the way through the year. This is being posted on May the 1st of this year, of 2017. And so that we're one third of the way through, I thought I'd just take a little bit of time today and talk about a couple of trends that the experts, career builders and others are telling us are going to happen this year. And let's see if they are happening. Like I said, we're a third of the year gone, or with a third of the year gone. So here's one of the trends they say to watch for this year. They say that part-time hiring will be on the rise. That 17% of employers expect to recruit part-time workers over the next 12 months. That's up from last year and up from the previous year. One of the things, of course, that's entered into that, they say, is the Affordable Care Act has caused many companies to reduce, the number of hours that they have employees working. So what does that do to us? What does that do to us in this business where we many times hire part-time people? That means we got to step up our recruiting efforts, don't we? And we have we do a whole workshop on that. So I'm not going to get into that, but and we can touch on that in some Cleancast, but that's such a deep subject that it's hard to do it in a little 5 or 7 minute podcast. But with all of these other companies, these big companies outside of our industry that are going to be hiring part-time employees, that really puts it on us, doesn't it? Really puts a strain on us. So we have to have our P's and Q's together. We have to be on our best behavior. We have to be able to recruit and offer opportunities to people for a part-time career and why they should want to stay, with us or come with us and then stay with us. So how's your trend? I mean, are you finding it harder to find people? Next trend. Companies are learning to build the perfect supervisor instead of waiting for one. And I say this, and in fact of the matter is, if you want to go back into our archives here, our Cleancast archives at cleancast.com, you'll know that I have earlier done an entire podcast on this, the fact that you should be thinking about building your own supervisors, building your own staff, not trying to hire them from somebody else or hope that they'll grow into the job, but have a systematic program where you start developing your own people. And again, I want to encourage you to go back in our archives and you can listen to that one about building your own supervisor. Because there we talk about how you can do quarterly meetings to bring in not only your current supervisors, but the second in command. We give you an agenda how to do it. And that, we also, by now you probably know, and hopefully you've bought the 6 DVD, 12 lesson supervisors management training program that we have that can help you a great deal to develop people. And that's a good one to go through with people that you say, this is a person that I think would be a good supervisor, and you put them through that program and see how they respond. See if it makes sense to them. And if they don't respond, you probably don't want to invest in them going out in the field and jeopardizing your business. But it's a very inexpensive way to find out ahead of time whether they would be good supervisors. But you need to grow them. You need to grow your own. I've said that for years, and we learned that many years ago, because you're out trying to hire a supervisor away from another company because you think they're better, and your competitor is out trying to hire your supervisor away from you because he thinks they're better. And as a matter of fact, they're probably both very good. So hang on to the one you got and build you another one and forget about that one. Going and robbing from the other companies. Build your own organization into your own culture. That is, I think, is the way to go. I always encourage people to do that. When you start hiring people for the sake of getting them away from other people, you start bringing on the bad habits in the organization. You bring in the things that they've learned that you don't want here. And so you're better off building your own culture. And then the last trend that I was quite interested in that I saw was that companies are beginning to look for their recruits in high schools now already. Starting to go to the high schools to talk about the kind of industry we're in and what the available opportunities are. And I know of a couple of friends of mine who've been in the business actually probably almost as long as I have. They actually went to, they actually did job fairs at high schools, job fairs at colleges, about the opportunities to become management material in the building service contracting industry. And they recruited an awful lot of good young talent. And with the talent that's coming on board, the young millenniums, the generation Y and the generation Z, we might be well served going to high schools and talking about in their, they have these business classes about talking about occupations. Maybe we ought to be talking about that. Maybe we ought to be going, and people have kind of a strange look on their face when you start talking about the building service contracting industry or the janitorial service. But many people don't know the opportunities that are there. We need to sell it. That's our customer. We need to sell to our customer being that prospective employee. So there you have 3 trends that I think is going to be interesting. Part-time hiring is going to be on the rise. Companies are going to be building their own supervisors, and companies are looking at high schools to recruit. See if any of those fit you. Again, drop me a line, go to my website, Consultants in Cleaning, and hit the icon that says sending Dick a message or question. And let me know if this is happening in your area or whether you disagree with what I'm talking about. Be happy to hear from you. Thanks for watching us today. See you next time.